Hey everyone, welcome back to Talk Leo. I'm Leo, and we are back with another episode, another real conversation, another topic that is going to change the way you speak English.
And I'm Gisele. Hi, everyone. So last episode, we talked about asking and offering help. All those beautiful phrases like, give me a hand, happy to help. Let me know if you need anything.
Great episode, and today we are going into the future, literally.
Literally into the future, because today's topic is all about how to talk about things that haven't happened yet.
Will or going to? Two ways to talk about the future in English. And if you've ever wondered, are they the same thing? Can I use them interchangeably? Does it matter which one I use? Today, we are answering all of that.
And the answer, by the way, is no. They are not exactly the same. They're similar, but they carry different meanings. And once you understand the difference, your English is going to sound so much more natural.
Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Okay, so let's start with will. When do we use will?
So, will is used for things you decide in the moment, spontaneous decisions, things you didn't plan ahead of time. You just decide right now, as you're speaking.
Right, so imagine someone calls you and says, "Hey, can you help me move this weekend?" And you think about it and say, "Sure, I'll help you." That "I'll help you," that's a decision you just made, right now, in that moment.
Exactly. You didn't wake up that morning thinking, today I will help someone move. It happened spontaneously, so you use will.
Another example. You're at a restaurant and the waiter asks what you want. You look at the menu and say, "I'll have the pasta, please." You just decided, right now. Will.
And will is also used for predictions, things you believe will happen in the future, based on what you know or feel. I think it will rain tomorrow. She'll probably be late. This movie will be amazing.
These are opinions about the future. You're not certain, you're just predicting. And for that, will is perfect.
And there's also will for promises and offers. I'll call you tonight. I'll never forget this. I'll get the door. These are commitments you're making right now.
I'll get the door. Classic. Someone knocks, you jump up and say, "I'll get it." Spontaneous offer. Will.
Exactly. Nobody planned to answer the door 3 hours before it happened.
Can you imagine? At 4:15 p.m., I will answer the door. No, it's spontaneous. Will.
And one more thing about will, the contraction. In spoken English, almost nobody says I will. They say I'll, you'll, she'll, we'll, they'll. It's faster, more natural, more real.
I'll. You'll. She'll. He'll. Will. They'll. Get comfortable with those. That's how real English sounds. Okay, now going to. And this is where a lot of beginners get confused, because going to also talks about the future. So what's different?
So going to is for things you already planned, intentions and plans that existed before the moment you're speaking. You thought about it, you decided, and now you're talking about it.
So if someone asks you, "What are you doing this weekend?" and you already have plans, you say, "I'm going to visit my parents." You planned that. It wasn't a spontaneous decision. Right now,
Exactly. I'm going to visit my parents means I already know this, I already decided, it's in my plans. It's not something I just thought of right now.
collapse that to, someone says, "Hey, do you want to come to my party this weekend?" And you say, "Oh, I can't. I'm going to visit my parents." Prior plan. Going to.
Versus, hey, do you want to come to my party? And you think for a second and say, you know what? Sure, I'll come. spontaneous decision. Will.
See the difference? Same topic, weekend plans, but completely different situations. Going to for plans. Will for spontaneous decisions.
And going to is also used for predictions based on evidence, things you can see are about to happen. Look at those clouds. It's going to rain. He's going to drop that. She's going to win this race.
That's the key difference in predictions. I think it will rain. That's a general feeling, an opinion. Look at those clouds. It's going to rain. That's evidence. You can see it coming.
Will for general predictions. Going to for predictions based on what you can see right now. That's a beautiful distinction.
And in spoken English, going to usually becomes gonna. I'm gonna visit my parents. She's gonna be late. Very casual, very natural. You'll hear it constantly.
Although, in written English and in more formal spoken English, you'd still use the full going to. Gonna is for casual conversation.
Right. Gonna, in conversation. Going to, in writing or formal settings. Good distinction, Gisele.
Thank you. I try.
Okay, let's talk about something that trips people up. Because sometimes, will and going to feel interchangeable. Like, does it really matter?
Sometimes it doesn't matter much. In casual conversation, people sometimes use them interchangeably, and it's fine. But there are situations where the wrong one sounds strange.
Like, imagine you've been planning a trip to Japan for months. You have your tickets, your hotel, everything booked, and someone asks, "Any plans this summer?" You would not say, "I'll go to Japan." That sounds weird.
Because it sounds spontaneous, like you just decided right now. But you planned it months ago. So you say, "I'm going to Japan," or "I'm going to go to Japan." Prior plan. Going to.
Exactly. And on the flip side, someone's phone rings at the dinner table. You don't say, "I'm going to answer that," because you didn't plan to answer a phone call before it rang. You say, "I'll get it." Spontaneous, will.
These little differences are what separate someone who speaks English correctly from someone who speaks it naturally. And they come from listening, from exposure, from episodes exactly like this one.
That's the Talk Leo promise right there.
It really is.
Now let's talk about one more use of will that is super important. Requests and offers using will and would.
Oh, yes. Will you help me is a request. Would you help me is a more polite request. Same structure, different level of formality.
Would you mind closing the window? Very polite. Will you close the window? Direct, a little less formal. Both are correct. Context decides which one to use.
And would is also used for hypothetical situations. Things that aren't real, but you're imagining. I would love to travel the world. She would be perfect for that job. What would you do if you won the lottery?
What would you do if you won the lottery? Gisele, I'm asking you, seriously, what would you do?
Oh, great question. Honestly, I would travel. I would go everywhere. Japan, Brazil, Morocco, Iceland, everywhere.
I would buy a house near the ocean and a really good coffee machine.
A house near the ocean and a coffee machine. Very you, Leo.
Priorities, Gisele. You have to have priorities.
And notice what we just did there. I would travel. I would go. I would buy. All hypothetical. Imagining a future that isn't real yet. That's would.
Would. The polite hypothetical cousin of will. Very useful. Very common. Okay, let's also quickly cover shall, because some learners hear this word and have no idea what to do with it.
Shall is mostly British English, and even in the UK, it's becoming less common in everyday speech. But you still hear it in specific situations.
like suggestions. Shall we go? Shall I open the window? It's a very polite way of making suggestions or offers.
In American English, you'd almost never use shall. You'd say, should we go? Or, do you want me to open the window? Much more casual.
So if you hear shall, usually British, usually formal or polite. If you're American or learning American English, you probably won't use it much, but understanding it is important.
Understanding is always the first step.
All right, let's bring it all together. 3 conversations, all about the future. Plans, decisions, predictions.
Let's go.
Hey Gisele, are you doing anything this weekend?
Actually, yes. I'm going to visit my aunt on Saturday. She just moved to a new place, and I promised I'd help her unpack.
Oh, nice. Is she far?
About an hour away. I'm going to take the train. What about you?
Nothing planned yet. Maybe I'll just relax. Or maybe I'll finally clean my apartment. It's been a disaster.
Maybe? You've been saying that for 3 weeks, Léo.
This time I mean it. I will do it. I promise.
I'll believe it when I see it. Okay, I need your opinion on something. I'm thinking of signing up for a photography course.
Oh wow, really? That's so cool. When does it start?
Next month. I'm going to sign up this week before the spots fill up.
You're going to love it. I think it'll be amazing for you. You have such a good eye for things.
That's so kind. I'm a little nervous, though. I've never done anything like this before.
You'll be fine. Actually, you'll be great. Trust me.
You know what? I think you're right. I'm going to do it.
Yes, let me know how the first class goes. Hey, have you looked outside? The sky looks really dark.
I know. It's going to rain for sure. I checked the forecast this morning. It's going to storm all afternoon.
Oh no, I was going to walk to the cafe to work, but I don't want to get soaked.
I wouldn't risk it. Just stay in. I'll make some tea if you want to work here instead.
Really? That would be amazing. I'll bring my laptop.
Perfect. I'll put the kettle on.
You are a lifesaver, Gisele. Genuinely.
Anytime.
Okay, let's wrap up. Today we covered will and going to, 2 of the most important and most confused structures in English.
Will is for spontaneous decisions, promises, offers, and general predictions. I'll help you. I think it will rain. I'll get the door.
Going to is for prior plans, intentions, and predictions based on evidence. I'm going to visit my aunt. Look at those clouds. It's going to rain.
And we also talked about would for polite requests and hypothetical situations. Would you help me? What would you do if you won the lottery?
And a quick mention of shall. Mostly British, mostly formal, but good to understand when you hear it.
The big lesson today? The future in English isn't just one thing. It has texture. It has nuance. And now you understand that nuance.
Practice this week. Every time you talk about something in the future, ask yourself, is this a plan or a spontaneous decision? That question alone will transform your English.
And next episode, we're going to talk about pronunciation, the words that every English learner gets wrong, the sounds that trip people up, and how to finally get them right.
It's going to be a fun one. See you next time.
See you soon.
Peace.